Happy life, happy journey. How's everybody doing? It's been a little crazy. Has it been crazy for you guys? It has been crazy for me. Let me tell you, things have been a little bit crazy. Um, I'm so grateful to be here. And I'm so grateful to keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. So here's what's going on. Right now, today, right now, at Rythmia, people are getting ready to go into their Thursday night ceremony. They've done 3 nights of medicine, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. They've had classes, metaphysical classes, classes to help prepare for the medicine, and they're getting ready to go into the final ceremony tonight. This is the big one. Hey, Diego, great to see you, everybody. Thank you for joining and tuning in. So I want to just tell you briefly what's going on at Rythmia. What's happening is transformation. What's happening is people are waking up to the truth of who they are. What's happening is people are releasing all the things that they're not, all the stories that we're told or that we freely take on, all of the impressions, all of the stories of limitation, lack, not enoughness. All of that is being released. And what's coming forth is the truth of who people are. This is what it is meant by the saying, we're all struggling to become more of what we already are. It's because what we are is perfect. And you're like, well, how can that be? I'm not perfect. There's so many things wrong. It's like we are this pane of glass, right? It's substance, right? A pane of glass has substance, but it's transparent and light shines through it, right? So it's like we're that pane of glass. But as we move through life, mud and bugs and dirt and grime and stuff get on the glass, and it limits the amount of light that can come through. So sometimes we need to clean that glass off. And most of that grit and grime from the journey is lack, fear, doubt, limitation, not enoughness. That's the stuff that gets stuck on us, that keeps the light that's always shining. The light's always shining. We just got stuff covered up. And we're that essentially perfect pane of glass that's ready to shine, but we got all this stuff on us. So we're perfect, whole, and complete already. It's in there. It's under there. It's just like we all have abs. We all have a six-pack. It's just under a lot of other stuff. But the six-pack is there, right? The truth of who you are, the beauty of who you are, the perfection of who you are is there. We just got to cover up all the stories that tell us that we're not that. So that's what's going on at Rythmia. That's seeing who you've become. That's merging with your soul. That's healing your heart and forgiving the unforgivable. And that happens every week at Rythmia. I was there yesterday attending one of the classes. I'm getting ready to teach some new classes there. I'm really excited about it. And so beautiful to hear people sharing about loving themselves for the first time, seeing themselves rightly for the first time. So there's so much opportunity for us to see ourselves rightly. I look forward for you to take that opportunity to call Rythmia, see what's going on, see if it's something for you. I know it's something for everybody. It's something for you, but see if you're ready to accept it. Now, on to our topic of the day. Topic of the day is the field informs the form. What the hell does that mean? Okay, the field informs the form. I really like this idea because it speaks to so many of the metaphysical principles that I use every day. Tornado Joe, what's up? Hey, everybody. So thank you guys over here. Thank you guys over here. Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm going to get right into the talk. The field informs the form. Here's what's going on. Vicky just said, I hope to know this feeling one day. Vicky, here it is. You can know it today. You don't have to wait. And here's why. Because we're constantly creating our reality. The field informs the form means that things move from the invisible to the visible. Things move from consciousness to form. Things move from energy to matter. That's the way things work. And it's not just me saying this. It's not just woo-woo. This is the process of manifestation. We know that first, there was an idea that someone could fly, and then we could figure out how to fly. First, there was an idea of the wheel, then we invented the wheel. First, there was the idea of the cell phone, then the cell phone came. Hey, Jamie Lee, what's up, girl? So things move from idea to form. Things move from consciousness to material. And it's even mathematical. Check out Einstein's special theory of relativity. He says E equals mc squared. Energy equals matter. Matter is slowed stored energy. Energy is sped up matter. So everything moves from the energetic field to the material field. Everything moves. Hey, Tracy, what's up? Everything moves from the invisible to the visible, from the formless to the formed. This is the process of manifestation. We see it in quantum physics, and we see it in the Bible. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. That's from Genesis. In the beginning, there was a word. What's a word? A word is a thought. What's a thought? A chemical, electrical reaction in the brain. It's a chemical, electrical reaction in the brain. That's an energetic reaction. So a thought is a unit of energy. So in the beginning, there was this vibration, there was this energy, there was this thought. In the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God. What does that mean? The Word was with God. The Word was in the realm of ever-expanding good. The Word was in the realm of infinite possibility and infinite potential. The Word was in the realm of God. What is that? The quantum physicists will call it the unified field. We're going to call it the realm of God, heaven, ever-expanding good. Doesn't matter. There's a field of infinite possibility and infinite potential from which all things emerge. You can call that God, you can call that unified field, whatever you want to call it. It's where stuff comes from. It's where you came from and where I came from, shot directly out of that field of possibility and potential, taking form as one unique possibility, one unique potentiality, full to overflowing of potential and possibility. So we're back to the topic. If the field informs the form, if everything moves from consciousness into form, from energy into matter, if this is the process of manifestation, we hear it in the Bible, we hear it in Einstein's special theory of relativity, then we have the power to create the form. We are the ones, we're consciously doing this all the time. We're consciously creating our reality all the time by our thinking and our feeling. We're not doing it consciously. We're doing it ad hoc, unconsciously. So Tornado Joe says, feeling is a secret. Neville Goddard, 1944. I'm telling you, I love Neville. Matanya, I love you too. Thank you so much. So here's the deal. How do we change our lives? How do we create and manifest things no matter what the appearances are? How do we really create lasting change in our lives? Not only that, how do we heal people? How do we heal ourselves? So whether you want to change your life, change your physical body temple, change your finances, change your career, change your relationship, I don't care, whatever it is, the thing that we're experiencing right now is a condensation of our previously held opinions, thoughts, perspectives, points of view, and beliefs. They've condensed into this form. From the realm of thinking, what we think about, we bring about. From the realm of thinking, it condensed into this moment. What we're experiencing right now is inevitable. It's an inevitable condensation of what we experienced before, or what we were thinking before. So if this moment is a condensation of the past, then the next moment will be a condensation of what we're holding right now. So take this back to the field informs the form. We have, we're constantly engaged with this field. We're constantly creating, co-creating, but we're not consciously doing it. So the idea that the field informs the form is the idea that we have the capability to shift our experience of life by shifting our thinking. And it does have to do with affirmation. It does have to do with prayer. It does have to do with meditation. But it really, really, really has to do with the way we're feeling and thinking. That's the most important thing. So the field informs the form speaks to the fact that consciousness is not in our head, but we are in consciousness. The soul is not in the body, but we are in the soul. So we're moving and living and having our beingness in this field of consciousness that is informing our physical and material reality. And guess what? We're informing it. It's informing us. It's called a toric field. A toric field is an electromagnetic field around everything. And it has this movement. It can be measured. And the movement circulates through the center, out and around, and comes back up like this. And there's another toric field on the bottom doing the same thing. You have these two toric fields moving and forming a giant toric field. That's my understanding. I could be wrong, but that's my understanding. What I'm not wrong about is there's a toric field around everything. And that energetic field is pulling from the field and bringing it into form, and taking from the form and sending it out into the field, and pulling from the field and bringing it into form and sending it from the form and taking it out of the field. That means that there's this energy around us. It's informing our experience, and we too are informing it. And then it reinforces and forms us. And it's this constant movement back and forth. So how do we heal? I have a client that's going through a diagnosis of prostate cancer right now. And so it's like, hey, we're not just burying our heads in the sand and going, everything's fine, you're going to heal. No, we're consciously working with the intentionality of the field informing the form. So we're not getting stuck in downward spiral thinking of, well, what if this is stage 4 and it's metastasized up to the liver, and we're not going to get stuck there. We're going to look at that possibility. But when we're talking about physically healing the body from a metaphysical level, not from a medicine level, the medicine is going to work on the effect. Medicine is going to work on the body, on the material. The material is an effect of the thought. So the medicine is working on the material. We're going to work in consciousness on the field to inform the form. The field of energy is going to heal him. While medicine is working on this material field, we're going to work on the energetic field and come together. So how do we do that? The field informs the form. We begin to elevate our consciousness. We must raise our consciousness above confusion. Here's the hard part. This requires that we deny what the 5 senses are telling us. This requires that we deny what we see, feel, hear, touch, and know to be true from what we're receiving from information from the 5 senses, because the 5 senses are going to tell you that the shit's hitting the fan, or that you've got cancer, or that you don't have any money, right? Or that you're alone. That's what the 5 senses are telling us. Well, this experience of what the 5 senses are telling us, that's a relic of the past. That's not up-to-date information. That's a condensation of the past right now. That's not up to date. So we got to update our feed. We got to update the feed so we're feeding the form. So no matter what the circumstance is, we begin to move into a realization of the truth that what I think about, I bring about. And if I can hold an intention, if I can hold a thought, if I can hold an idea in my mind, if I can hold that idea in my mind and have that be clear, my intention, my prayer, my affirmation, my thought, my idea, if I can hold that in my mind, that is an energetic expression out into the field. So the affirmation, light is streaming through every cell of my body right now. I am perfect, whole, and complete. The affirmation, I have everything I need. All my needs are met. Okay? That's the affirmation. That's a clear intention. All my needs are met. My body is a healing, is perfect, whole, and complete. 2 intentions. Now, the key to this is that we not only the intention field. We're sending, it looks like we have some connection issues. Is that right? No, we're good. Okay. We're sending out that energetic probe out into the field. We're sending out that probe out into the field. And now we've got to call it back. So the electrical impulse is the intention, the affirmation, the prayer, the idea, the thought, and the magnet that draws that back to us is the feeling of it. Like Tornado Joe says, Neville, 1944, the feeling is the secret. The universe doesn't hear us. The universe feels us. The universe feels us. So I'm sending out the intention out into the field of all my needs are met, of perfect health and wholeness. And then I've got to feel that. I've got to generate a feeling. Dr. Joe Dispenza says an elevated emotion. Neville says it's in the feeling. This is the truth, that the feeling is the magnetic part and the magnifying part. So now if my intention is all my needs are met, I'm going to anchor in no matter what the appearances are. I might not have money in my bank account. I might not know I'm going to pay my rent next week, but I know right now I got a roof over my head. Right now I have food. Right now I have a place to sleep. Right now, right this second, I can do a Facebook or Instagram live and my needs are met. I don't need anything right now. You don't need anything right this second. Anchor into that. All my needs are met. Now I start to generate the feeling of all my needs are met, moment by moment by moment. Maybe I even go through and think, wow, what would I love to experience in the next month, in the next year, in the next 5 years? What would I love to experience? What kind of life would I love to have? Oh, I'm going to start thinking about who I'm hanging out with and the things that I'm doing. I'm not attaching that to anything that has to do with reality. I'm not getting caught up in the appearances. I'm taking my imagination and using it rightly by starting to imagine, feel what that would be like. Oh my goodness, I have time in the mornings. My mornings are calm and peaceful, and I don't rush out of the house, and I'm not having to attach that to, I got to get up and go to work. No. I'm just imagining what feelings, what feeling tones, what experiences, what would I love to experience? I start to pair that with my clear intention, my affirmation, my word, my thought, my idea, my prayer. We're now creating so that the feeling is the magnet. The word or the intention is the electrical impulse that goes out into the field. The feeling or the emotion or the imagination draws it back as we're really experiencing it fully. Wow, man, all my needs are met. I'm so abundant, I can afford anything I desire. I'm so abundant, I need never worry again. I'm so prosperous, I don't have to ever think about money again. That's the feeling. Ooh, what would it feel like if I didn't have to ever worry again? What would I be doing? I'd be giving bigger tips out. I'd be paying, right? All that stuff. Oh, now I'm feeling it. I can feel it in my body. That's the electrical, that's the magnet that draws it back. You're literally creating a new electromagnetic field. You're creating a new field, a new toric field. The field informs the form. So right now, what we're experiencing is a condensation of what we had been thinking before. And the more we do exactly what we've been doing and feeling and thinking, we're just reinforcing this constant process of the universe responding to our feeling. The universe is like a mirror. It puts back exactly what you put in, and you don't have to pray to it. You don't have to cajole it. You don't have to persuade it in order to get it to do that. Whatever you're putting in, the universe is sending back, just like a mirror. It works automatically. When you look in the mirror, boom, that image comes back. So it works the same with the universe. It's a reflective universe. The field informs the form. So if I am generating, if I have a clear intention, abundance and prosperity, if I have a clear intention, health and wholeness, if I have a clear intention, intimacy and joy and partnership, if I have a clear intention for love and connection, whatever it is, clear intention, and now I've got to generate an emotional content and feeling and imagination of what that is. I'm starting to really, this is when I go on my walks and when I'm working out or when I just have moments, I start thinking, what would I love to experience? Ooh, I see myself driving down the streets of Costa Rica in that old school Defender. Ooh, I'm feeling so good, right? Whatever it is, just invent it, feel it, feel it. Joe says daydream. Exactly. So we're creating a new electromagnetic field, and the field informs the form. We're generating a new energetic expression that goes out into the creative medium and responds to us. It responds to our feeling. So the field informs the form is our key to understanding that our greatest power is in denying what the five senses are telling us and using our imagination to lift our minds above confusion so that we don't get caught up in the mundane, mired muck of what's going on in this experience, because this experience right now is old news. What we're experiencing right now is like a museum. This moment right now, it's the past condensing into this now moment. It's not fresh. It's what happened in the past. So don't get caught up in this. Don't get pulled down in circumstance. Let me tell you a story. Y'all want to hear a story? I'm going to tell you a story. Yesterday, woo, what a day. Yesterday, I got hacked. Like everything was hacked. I was in a class, and my assistant texted me and said, did you delete your email accounts? We have no access to any of our emails, my website, my email accounts, my Google Calendar, my Google Drive. All of that got taken over. Somebody else took over. And we couldn't even get in. And Google wouldn't let us in because the hackers replaced the admin, made themselves admin, and had the recovery email their email. Oh my God. It looked so bad it took like 8 hours to sort this all out. And we're still sorting it out now. But I'm sorry, I'm just looking at Susan's quote. Susan, I'm going to respond to you. So in the midst of all this happening, in the midst of my email being taken over and losing my calendar, I still don't have my Google Calendar. I still don't have any of that. I was praying. I said, I'm not going to get caught up in these circumstances. I know everything's going to work out. Everything always works out for me. It always does. It always works out for you. It always does, no matter what the circumstances are. Something wonderful is happening. There's a lesson for me here. I don't know what it is. Let me see it. But I know that everything's going to work out. I have faith that everything's going to work out. And little by little, it did. Now, look, Susan just sent in a text saying, this is fine. I get it. But right now, after being hit by a cyclone here, and my province half destroyed, and the bridge is gone, houses, livestock, people are gone, it's really hard to believe. Susan, yes. Amen. Thank you for sharing that. This is the key. We know, I'm going to respond directly to this, Susan. We know that life and circumstances will happen, and they're not going to fit our picture. And we want to honor what's happening, like the cyclone, bridges destroyed, houses destroyed, people's lives, right? So we have to honor that. We have to honor what occurred. We're not senseless, like, oh, we don't just walk out, oh, everything's going to be fine. Everything's going to be fine. Well, so what if you lost your livestock and the bridges are out? Come on, just buck up, be positive. No. We have to accept our feelings and emotions about what's going on at the same time. At the same time, no matter what the appearances are, no matter what the circumstances are, something wonderful is seeking to emerge. In the middle of what was going on yesterday, there were so many blessings. There were so many things that went right. My team came together. Everybody dropped what they were doing. We got connected with the right people at Google. Things were, things in the midst of all the bullshit, there were miracles. Susan, in the midst of what's going on in your province and the bridges being destroyed and the livestock and the people, there were miracles there. There were so many moments of divine connection and inspiration. There were so many blessings in that. So many blessings. We must celebrate those blessings. We must celebrate those miracles, even in the midst of the trauma, even in the midst of the turmoil, even in the midst of the hardship. There are so many blessings. And the more that we can connect with, oh my goodness, thank you, God. That could have been a lot worse. It could have been a lot worse. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Or thank goodness that I was able to help somebody. Thank goodness someone was able to help me. Oh, look at how that just in the nick of time, those rescuers were able to come. We start to notice the blessings. And then we get Susan, thank you. We get into where we do our work. This is the art of affirmation. The art of affirmative prayer is denying what the five senses are telling us. And Susan, the five senses are telling you that everything sucks and that the shit has hit the fan, right? And it has, right? Things have gone terribly, terribly askew. Things are not normal where you're living, Susan. And so we look to see this truth. And this isn't woo-woo. This is a scientific fact that all systems, biological and physical, seek homeostasis. All systems, all biological systems and all physical systems seek order, harmony, and balance. And so that tornado, that cyclone that came through was an appearance of an anomaly of disorder. It came and caused a lot of disorder. But the system overall is looking to balance itself. The system of weather, tornadoes, cyclones, hurricanes, those are an effect of an imbalance in the system, and Mother Nature is trying to bring things into balance. So there's order and balance seeking to emerge. In fact, it's all happening now, and it depends on where we want to anchor in. Susan, here's how it works. Let's say you're on the ground floor of that cyclone. Things are crazy, right? No safety. Things are chaotic, very dangerous. And now you're in the weather plane, looking over, watching. There's a weather plane observing the cyclone, right? And you can start to see, even though the cyclone's going on, you can see some order. You can see the country roads and the houses and the province, and you can start to see some order. You can start to see the grid of a city, buildings. There's some order. And now let's say you're in the space station, looking at the Earth from the space station, and all you see is this beautiful marble. You might see a weather system over your where you're at, and it looks like it's moving harmoniously in a circle in a cyclone, and it's looking and there's blue and white and brown and green and this beautiful globe, and all you can see is order and harmony. All you can see is balance and harmony. So, Susan, the cyclone, chaos, the airplane, order, the space station, harmony and balance, and it's all happening now. It's all happening at the same time. Where do we want to click in on the octaves of life, right? So I'm not denying that the cyclone is dangerous and that bad stuff happened yesterday, but what I am saying is that peace and order and harmony and balance are seeking to emerge. Just like yesterday in my when I was being hacked and all that stuff was going really bad, things were going crazy, I knew that order, harmony, and balance were seeking to emerge. I couldn't see it in that moment. It's hard to see it in the aftermath of a cyclone, but order, harmony, and balance are seeking to emerge. And this is where we become the co-creators of our lives. When we don't get caught up in appearances, when we realize that the field informs the form, and we can begin to lift our minds above confusion, not getting caught up in what the five senses tell us, and we begin to articulate a vision, an idea, an intention, and pair that with a feeling, knowing, a deep knowing that all is well. Everything always works out for me. Everything's going to work out. Everything's going to be okay. All my needs are met. Everything is working out in divine perfection. Order, harmony, and balance are seeking to emerge. Whatever I have to say, I've got to say those things. I've got to feel those things in the midst of it. Now, this is generating a new electromagnetic field. This is causing a new experience in our lives to occur. We're going to change the field, and the field is going to inform our experience. This is not to say that we can't ever feel pissed off. It's not to say that we can't ever feel sad. It's not to say that we can't have our emotions. It's not to say that we can't have our emotions. The cyclone hit in Susan's province. I got hacked yesterday and I've lost all my data. I still don't have my Google Drive. I still don't have my calendar. I don't even know what appointments I have today. Thank God I remembered that I had a Facebook Live, right? Hey, Jeff, good to see you, brother. I love you, my brother. Hayaya. So it's not to say that we can't be like, fuck, this sucks. I don't want to deal with this right now. We have to acknowledge our emotions. So I have to be with my emotions. I can't just jump down from fuck, this is crazy, down to everything's going to be okay, right? I need to step down. I need to do a step down process. So I first acknowledge my emotions. I've got to observe them. I got to observe my emotions. And in the observation of my emotions, they begin to transmute. They begin to shift in just observing them. They begin to shift. And as I observe them, I then get a little bit of space, a little bit of distance from who I am, who I am and what my emotions are. I'm not my emotions. I'm having emotions, but I'm not my emotions. So by observing them, I get a little bit of space. They begin to transmute. We can then move slowly into a deeper, it depends on the situation, you know. Like for me, yesterday, it was righteous indignation. I moved from being like pissed to righteously indignant. Like, that's messed up. Why would someone want to hack my account? Like, why? What am I doing, right? Like, that's just not right. That's called righteous indignation. That's not right. It's okay to say that. That's not right. That sucks if someone would do that to someone else. Why are people stealing people's identity? That sucks. That's called righteous indignation, and it's an okay. So I've moved down from being 100% pissed off to righteous indignation, and when I'm done with the righteous indignation, then I can modulate down to loving kindness, or I can modulate down to all my needs are met, all is well. I don't just move from chaos, tragedy to all is well, I'm sitting on the top of a mountain. No, it's okay. We got to feel our emotions. But the key here is the field informs the form, that we are constantly creating our experience, whether we are doing it consciously or not. And we have the ability to consciously interact with this creative medium that can mold and remold, move and remove, shift and alter circumstances and conditions in our life in a way that we could not imagine, to create a life that's better than we could have ever imagined, better than we could have ever experienced. All right. That is my talk today. That's our talk today. Thank you all so much for joining. Before we go, let's say a prayer. Let's say a prayer. Let's say a prayer. For all of you listening, for everyone who's going to be listening, let's just stop right now. If you can close your eyes, and come with me into the field. And come with me into the field. Come with me into the field of energy. Come with me into the field beyond the senses, and begin to feel a sense of gratitude for your life. I'm so grateful and I'm so thankful for this life. With all the stuff that's going on, whether people are hacking into my account, or there's been tornadoes, or there's war, or floods, whatever's going on, I'm still grateful for life. I'm still grateful to be alive. I'm grateful for this gift that's been given freely. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to express myself. I'm so grateful for the opportunity to walk another day on this planet. I'm so grateful. And I recognize this is the moment when we recognize that there's something greater than ourselves. This is the moment when we recognize that there is an energy that is everywhere present, that has no beginning and has no end. It has no birth and no death. It is everywhere present in its fullness. It never loses anything, but it's not stagnant. It has no need for evolution, but it's not stagnant. It's not flat. It is constantly expanding and expressing more. This is God. This is the nature of God, and I recognize it in, through, and as everything. There is no outside to this presence. It is everywhere present in its fullness. So right where Susan is, it is. Right where Jeff is, it is. Right where Vinny is, it is. Right where each of you, where Tornado Joe is, right? My eyes are closed. I can't see who else is here. Where each of you are, the presence of intelligence, the presence of love, the presence of beauty is in its fullness. It's not bigger where I am and smaller where you are. No, it's equally distributed, all the love, all the intelligence, all the beauty. This is the presence of God, and I know it's right where I am. I know it's right where you are. We can't be separate from it. We can't be separate from the energy of life that's living us. We can't be separate from life. So now I know we're indivisible from the love, from the intelligence, and from the beauty. It can't be separate from us because it's everything that we are. And from this place of unified awareness, I speak the word for all those in Susan's province who are reeling from the cyclone, the bridges out, the cattle and livestock dispersed, people not in their homes. So we just know that there's order, harmony, and balance seeking to emerge. We just bless each one of these individuals, knowing that the silent partner of intelligence and love is walking with them, guiding their steps so that they find the aid that they need, so that they have the water that they need, so that they have the support that they need, that they find their loved ones, that they find their livestock, that the assistance comes in the nick of time from everywhere that it needs to come, so that those bridges are rebuilt. We see it happening. Feel it with me. Feel it with me for Susan and all those in her province. Feel it with me for those in Turkey and Syria right now. Feel it with me, that we can see something wonderful happening even in the midst of this turmoil of the earthquake. We can see something wonderful is seeking to emerge. There's peace seeking to emerge. There's assistance coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places for these people who are open to receive it. It's coming just in the nick of time, that there is a peace beyond human understanding in this situation. There is a peace for those people in Syria and Turkey beyond human understanding. It's beyond what the five senses are telling us. There's a peace, a deep-seated feeling of the peace of the divine. That it is the balm, it is the soothing balm to their pain and suffering right now. For the presence of God can relieve this pain and suffering. It is that presence of energy that moves in such a beautiful way. It moves in such a simple way. It moves in such a unique and raid our way. We need only make it welcome. It's seeking to bring order, harmony, and balance to Syria and to Turkey. It's seeking to bring peace to the consciousness of those that are left and suffering after they've lost their loved ones. Peace, be still. God is in the midst. And for each one today, in the sound of my voice, who's hearing this, or will hear it later, looking at it later on a rebroadcast, know that right where you are, the presence of God is in its fullness, that everything that you need is coming to you right now. It's rushing its way to you. All your needs are met. All your needs are met. Everything you need, you have. Everything you have, you need. Know this. Know that everything's working out for you. Know that you are the beloved of the divine and that you live in a friendly universe that is constantly providing for you. Know that abundance and prosperity have already been given to you. Know that we must accept it. So join me now to accept. We raise our cup of acceptance high to receive that which is so freely given. For abundance and prosperity are the nature of the universe. We open to receive it. We allow it to flow through us. Health and vitality are the nature of the universe. We open now to receive it. So I speak the word on behalf of each one that is listening to the sound of my voice, knowing that every organ, every action, every function of their body temple is in perfect alignment with the unerring order, harmony, and balance of the universe. Knowing that their lives, their body of affairs, their relationships, their finances, their careers, everything's coming into order, balance, and harmony. It's already there. Let it be. Let it free. Let it express itself in our lives. We open to receive. We give such great thanks to know that all is well, that everything is working out, that any situation in your life right now, any situation that seems intractable, it's being resolved right now. It's being dissolved right now. Just see that. See this action, the ever-loving action of the divine presence that can mold and remold, move and remove, form and reform, frame and reframe circumstances and conditions in our lives in miraculous ways with ease and grace, that each one lives a life of joy, a life of abundance, a life of prosperity, a life of beauty, a life of all is well, and everything always works out for me. I feel so good about this right now. You got to feel it. Remember, we got to feel good about it. I got to feel this. I feel it in my heart. I feel it in my bones. All is well. Each one is blessed. We're blessed in a blessing. We live in a friendly universe. I feel it powerfully happening now. And now that I feel it powerfully happening, I can let it go. I can release it into the field. I release it into the creative medium. I release it into the field, which informs the form, knowing that the field will inform the form. It's not going to go off into the distance and never come back. It shall return to us, and it shall not return to us void. It shall accomplish the task at which we set it out to do. Abundance and prosperity, love and vitality and peace and health and wholeness and all needs met. And so it is. Amen. Ashe, aho. Woohoo! Yeah, yeah. Okay. All right, guys. I'm sending you much love. Thank you so much. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Peace and blessings.